It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yaniyogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell him he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell him he killed his own dad. We know he didn't kill his own dad. What do I do? Object? Objection! Judgment's already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Objection. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
Let's hear this new statement. Let's hear Miles Edgeworth.
But anyways, getting back to the point, like, shouldn't Phoenix at least be like, especially since he found the letter in the safe, be like, Your Honor, why, like, who sent this letter? Isn't that an important fact? Like, it is an important fact. It's not like he was, it's not like he planned it on his own, because that gives him an accomplice. Oh dear, this is gonna be bad. Well, he is confessing to his guilt, so yeah. For 15 years, I had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yaniyogi wasn't the killer.
You mean, in the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident.
It was me.
Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me! As he points to someone else. The culprit is me! Points to the judge.
Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. The crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today.
But in real life, that doesn't work like that. Whatever.
I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial, right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
Okay. Sure.
I think we'd like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned.
Oh dear. If this trial goes on, it could be bad for us. Hopefully it won't be, though. I'm sorry, Wright. I just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I don't believe it, pal. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. It's not the truth, Edgeworth. We know you didn't do it. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy. This is crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court. Sorry, Edgeworth. But I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here, in this court record.
In the court record.
That's what you tell your clients in real life.
That's okay. The truth is here in the court record.
In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I keep talking with my hands, like moving my hands around, and even as I say this, I'm talking with my hands. Even though you guys can't see me, it's like there's no point, but it's just the way I talk. I guess it's the Italian in me. Anyways,
we're gonna prove Miles Edgeworth is innocent by proving that he's lying.
Except not really. We're proving that his brain is lying to him. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Then I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. Statute of limitations of the L6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book.
You don't usually run it by the book? How do you usually run it? Illegally? I see.
Does defense have any objections?
No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Of course you did. He's Manfred von Karma. Manny. Or Freddy.
Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? The witness say his name and profession.
Miles Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney. Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. The detail he is talking about is the fact that there are two gunshots. There is clear evidence of two gunshots being fired in the elevator. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot and then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I'll remember it to this day. That's all.
And until now you thought his memory was a dream?
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events.
Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's just... no, let's press him a little bit. I was just gonna skip right to the chase, but, let's press a little bit. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only two things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Oh, was he? Was he now? That's news to us.
Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details.
That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. Oh wait, no, we did know that. What am I talking about? I'm stupid. Hold it! So there are 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator? Yes. Myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help... Hold it! What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... Hold it! What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster.
You picked it up? What happened next?
Hold it! Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked.
So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi?
I was in a daze. Now this is the statement we have to press at, or present at, I'm pretty sure, but we're gonna press it first. Hold it! The gun fired once? Yes. I think. After I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and a horrible scream. The scream. The scream. Hold it! To this day, Phoenix, I can ask Phoenix, like, can you imitate that scream for us, Mr. Edgeworth? It's very important to the case. Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. And part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence. But I don't know what it means. I'd better find out and quick. Well, we know the evidence, that's for sure. Let's see, let's get to it. There it is. And present the DL6 incident photo. Oh, objection! Objection! I was about to say hold it. That's not right. So, there was only one gunshot? Hold objection! Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Don't you hate when that happens? When you go to shout objection and you just shout hold it? Man. First world problems. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came.
I see.
It must have been scary. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. There's a clear contradiction between your testimony and this picture.
I can see the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. What do you mean, contradiction?
As always, the judge is clueless. Show the judge the contradiction in this photo. Well, why don't you do it, Phoenix? Don't ask me to do everything for you. Look at this. You can't even hardly get the thing up there. Take that! As should be obvious, the contradiction is here.
I see, a bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Miles Edgeworth testifies that there was only one gunshot. However, according to this photograph, not one, but two shots were fired. One shot hit the victim, the other hit the elevator door. I ask you then, why did Miles Edgeworth only hear one gunshot?
Objection. This photograph does seem to confirm a second shot. However, when was the hole in the elevator made? Might have been there before the incident occurred. If it was there before, it has nothing to do with this incident. Eric. Mr. Wright, do you have proof that this bullet hole was caused at the time of the incident?
Do we? Let me check. Let's see. What was this bullet? I'm not sure that we do. If we do, it would be the bullet? That doesn't seem right. I'll say yes. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. What do you have that proves the bullet hole on the door was related to this incident?
Let's see here. Oh, I know what it is. I think it's the DL6 case file. If you look at the victim, if you look at the victim data, it says the murder weapon was fired twice. Take that! Your Honor, the answer is in this file.
Objection. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you tell us what page it's on. Which page shows a link between this bullet hole and the DL6 incident?
Victim data. Look at the victim data on this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. That was so obvious. Don't know how I got stuck on that. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice.
Clear contradiction. Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
Simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, two shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course.
Objection. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look what's more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary? That's on page 1. Because that's completely relevant.
Look what's written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. The pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, and the other bullets would have been discovered on the scene. Yes, I have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. Bullet claimed Gregory Edwards' life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth.
How does the second bullet not exist if it was fired twice?
It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door.
Like what? Like what? That's... no. No. That glass must be pretty thick, too, for that just not to completely shatter when a bullet hit it.
Order. A rule of order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of this... that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Valkarma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the offense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Gah,
how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edward declared innocent. Nick. Please. Think. Sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. But how? But... How? There's no other way. You can't just make a bullet hole. That doesn't... You can't do that. That's not possible. I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Because of idiots like you, Phoenix. Just kidding. Just kidding. Although Nick is being kind of a doofus.
Well, it's clear. It seems that we finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime.
So the second bullet just doesn't exist?
The shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I'd like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No. No, I do not.
So you killed your father, though that was not your intention?
Yes, I did. No, you didn't. No. No. Oh, no. He's confessing.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce the verdict on the defendant today, right here, right now.
Right here, right now, right here, right now.
Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
Mr. Wright?
I think you're not supposed to object. Objection! Your Honor. I object.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object,
Ugh. Nick. I don't know. This case is perfect. No, it's not, Phoenix. You're doing perfectly fine. Oh no. Grah. It must exist. A second bullet. Phoenix. Oh my god. Why do you need everyone to tell you everything? What? What did you just say? Nothing. second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it.
Seems waiting is not going to produce any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it exists.
What? Well, we just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
Objection. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one.
The criminal took the second bullet? Why would he?
Huh?
First of all, how would he have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
He had to find it. No, of course there was a need. That's why he took it.
But what possible reason could he have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with him is... the bullet would be proof? Or maybe he thought that the bullet would be used as proof?
Proof?
As a special bullet, so he took it with him.
If that was the case, he would have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would he only take one of the two shots fired?
Oh, right.
Mr. Wright, you really thought this through? We're going to penalize you.
No, I lost an exclamation point.
This isn't going so well.
No, I lost an exclamation point. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for a stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Even though the first one is kind of right, kind of wrong.
Bah, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Think about it. Why would a bullet have to be taken with you? Just think about that.
Mr. Wright.
Oh, I'm assuming you all know what happens. Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet.
How to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean?
Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? Now you're thinking, Phoenix.
The bullet hit the murderer?
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you'd have to take it with you, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot? And he left with the second bullet still inside? Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime?
Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes.
Well, there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator. Miles Edgeworth and Yogi were both unharmed. So that would mean...
The murderer came from outside, yes? Yeah? Why not? Two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up a pistol on his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. With red eyes, the boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. How does he just open the elevator door? I guess he's strong.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. Objection! What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
Sure there was. There had to be a murderer. Someone was murdered. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Bringing Edgeworth did a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. It was his first and the last vacation he's taken in as many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, it can only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man.
Something wrong, Monster Wright? You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you've indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of their suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? We'll save it for later. Why not?